Right, let's try again. For some reason the recording keeps cutting out. The camera lock. It's been quite a while since I've put any videos up. Right, let's see if we can get somewhere. I don't know. Right, I'm still working on HMS Hood. And I've been now for quite a while. I've done quite a lot of work on the hull lately, on the decks. Let me switch the camera around, I'll see if I can. Right, you'll have to forgive the thing here. Right, now, the problem with this now is zooming in and out. Now let me see if I can zoom in. Right, now that's the two, what you're seeing there with the funnels are the two resin funnels. They're all focusing. It's focusing in too much on other things and I can't move it too much. But those two funnels there are basically, let's see if I can move it very carefully without destroying it. That's not, luckily that's not fitted in. If that was fitted in, that wouldn't have come out there. That's only loosely fitted in just to get an idea of what the masts are going to look like. I really shouldn't do that. But like I was saying, those two funnels, you can see I've got a fair bit of detail in them. I reckon there's about, well, that's a bit better. I reckon there's about 80, maybe 85% of this, the deck is now done. I'm down to, I'm doing the ship's boats at the moment, which I'll show you in a minute. The two funnels, as I say, they're the resin funnels, so both funnels are the same size. You can probably just about work that out. You'll have to forgive this. Where I am, I think I've explained before in various videos. I got no light levels in here. But this is right now. So now you can see the deck. I've done 3 of the boats. Those bits you see around the funnel are the lumber. They had lumber around the funnel, so I've added that. It's just bits of old wood that I've had from wooden models. All the guns are done. That's the pom-poms, there's 3 of them. Main. Oh, you twit. Don't worry about that, it's not fitted. I just, like I say, I just put it there just for the sake of seeing what it would look like once these are on. It's not gonna stay on, I'm not bothered about that. Got various railings around. There's the, I forget what guns they are now, 4-inch I think. We've got the quad guns on there, the searchlights are on there. The pom-poms are partly done with photo etch, partly not. I don't think we can zoom in anymore without it going out of focus. I won't focus in because it's focusing on the wall at the back. Absolutely typical. It ain't going to focus in. But you can see it's coming along quite nicely. If only that would, right, okay, that's better. You can see I've actually put quite a bit of detail, photo etch detail in the funnels. So they look better than just the plain flat funnels. There's the first couple of ship's boats on here. Trumpeter had these the wrong way round. That's the skiff or whatever you want to call it. There's a motorboat goes at the back. But this is all based on HMS Hood website. You can't see all the alterations. There's a lot of alterations on this kit. Not least of all, as I've said, the 2 funnels. And you're probably familiar from very early on the degaussing cable going around. You can see I've replaced that. There's the hull, which I've sanded down. It's looking a lot sleeker. But then what I've got to do is I've got to decide whether I'm going to put ladders down the side of the hull. They had the ladders, I think there was 2, maybe 3 sets of ladders went down the side of the hull. Personally, I don't like them, and I hope this is picking up the sound alright. I've not used this camera for ages. And I don't know if I've got the microphone set up. I haven't thought about that. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I can't remember if I got the microphone set up, hopefully I have. But anyway, that's how it's looking at the moment. So right now we're onto the ship's boats. Right, let me see if I can get this down here. So I started working on these. I've just added a bit of photo etch to these ones. I really do wish it had autofocus. It is. So I suppose I need to put a different lens in. It ain't going to autofocus. It's going to focus on the back instead of the front, unfortunately. But they have got bits of photo etch added to the roof. There's a few bits of photo etch. This is one of the ones that I'm painting up at the moment with the navy blue and white. These ones were, and what I've got is this one. This is painted up the whole colour, and that will eventually sit in there when it goes on the model. So that will look roughly like that. The colours are all based on the HMS Hood website. So some were navy blue, from what I can work out. There were only about 4 that were navy blue and white. Some were grey with a black stripe round. Some were grey and black. So they had a nice little section. You can just about see the bits I put on the top there, and a bit I've added there. This is a small motorboat, and it is small, and that's navy blue and white. Just needs a bit of touching up of paintwork on the top. This one is another one. I think that's one of the motorboats possibly. This is the other navy blue and white. As you can see, it's got, the camera does pick up where I've got paint on it. So I'm concentrating on painting up the top of the decks. These are all, this one, I believe, once this is put together, will sit on that one. There's one here that goes, wherever it goes, I'm not quite 100% certain where that one goes. That might be one that sits on top of another one, to be fair. These two, I'm undecided on. These are, well, I think they're like little rowboats. They've actually got little prongs on, which I'll probably take off at some point. And I've been somewhere on there on the deck. I think they go towards the front of the shelter deck. And I think, I'm not sure, I think it's going to be out of focus. I think they sit up here. They sit up on the top of the photo deck there, on top of the deck. And they will be, they can hang off of the davits. But as I was saying, I personally, it's just a personal thing of course, this camera only records 20 minutes and I'm maybe 11 minutes in. Excuse that. I go look at the state of them pillowcases. Must wash me up. Showing up myself now. Right, now what was I saying? Tweet features. Most of it, you know, some of it's from the MK1 upgrade kit, which I'll use some of it. So these little boats I just showed you, they're those ones there. So I've got all that painted up. I'll put all that together in a minute. And these ones here, down the bottom once again, I've got bits and pieces. You just need bits and pieces touching up here and there. So there's 15 of these boats altogether. And like I say, 2 are already on. and well, two of the larger ones and the small one. I haven't made the boats up completely with the photo etch. Some of this photo etch, it's not terrible. I'm putting all this stuff together, and it's too much trouble. I really do have problems putting this together. It just doesn't work out. I tried it with one and it kept breaking when I had to keep moving it backwards and forwards. So I gave up on that in the end. I thought, well, they look just as good out the box as they do with photo etch, and then you can enhance them with bits of photo etch. And the only difference it makes, maybe, is that where you've got these like this, you would have a set of windows in them, which I can't do. I've tried. I'll have to see if I can come up with something to do that. These ones had windows in, but I've tried all sorts to try and get windows in there. They're just so tiny. But I've enhanced, so I've used the photo etch in some of it. To be fair, of the 15 boats I've still used, even not using them big bits of photo etch, I've still used something like 150 pieces of photo etch on these boats. And the kit itself, you can't see all the changes. I reckon so far, out of all the changes that were recommended on the Hood website, I reckon I've made about 30 changes to that model so far. Mostly just little subtle differences. I'm gabbing on because I know the camera's going to run out in a minute, and then I'll do a second video with the boats and see about this. Number 2, I'm looking at stuff around the screen. There's a little microphone, and there's a 1, 2. I reckon there's a microphone setting on this camera somewhere. So I'm hoping that this is going to come out. I'll check it in a minute and make sure it's actually got sound on it. If the sound's okay, I'll keep it as it is. I haven't put a lot of videos up, to be fair, with the building. And I was going to keep doing it over and over. I think I'd put about 17, 20 videos up. But the problem was, when I'm building, I get bored if I'm just sat here with nothing on. Oh, that stupid thing. It's alright, there's a little square, it follows you around as it keeps set, as it keeps focusing. When I move my face, it moves, it follows my face, you see. That's where it's focusing. It really bugs me. You can't really get rid of it, but luckily it doesn't show. You see, it just went to a big red one because it went out of focus. What was I saying? When I put the videos up, and I'm doing a build, I like to listen to music, and unfortunately I did have a few comments on some of the videos that people can't hear what I'm talking about because the music is too loud. Plus, when I put it on, I get a message back from YouTube saying that certain bits won't be played because it's breaking the copyright rules. So I don't bother. So I haven't put any videos up for ages. So hopefully this one will, I'd like to see how much I've done on this model. It's looking pretty good. If I hadn't brought this MK1 upgrade kit, I think I would have probably finished it now. I've said in other kits, in other videos, I've still got the Bismarck 200 to build, and the Prince of Wales and the Prince. I'm never sure how you pronounce it. Eugen. And I was looking at buying the Yamato 200 scale, but I've noticed now everything's going up, but I'm assuming this is because of all the tariffs that have gone on and stuff. But this model itself, when I brought it, cost £336. It's now £376. And everything seems to have gone up by about £40. And the Yamato, which was £370 odd a few months ago, is now 430, 440. But I'd like to do that after I've done all these three. But once I've done this one, I probably won't punish myself so much by buying any upgrade. I think I might just build the Bismarck and so forth out of the box. There's enough photo etch in them. With saying that, I've got to admit that the photo etch does vastly improve it if you get one of the kits. The photo etch in the box is just simple photo etch, ladders, rails, bits and pieces for funnels, the starfish for the, once I get round to the those things that stick up off the deck, the masts. Once I do that, then it'll be fine. Oh, well, I broke a bit then. So that'll be fine. It'll get going, and it'll look all right with all my photo etch. But it does add so much to it. I'm saying I won't buy the photo etch for the Bismarck, but knowing me, I'll invest in the MK1 kit. As much as I'd love to buy a Pontos kit, I did come up with a Bismarck one with a Pontos kit. Most places sell it for around 360, 340, 360 pounds, and that's nearly a 40 odd pound up. But it's working it out. They give you the postage, but they don't tell you what it's going to cost coming through the to bring it into the country to get it through customs. And then I finally found, I think might have been an Australian site, might have been an American site. Anyway, I finally found somewhere that managed to work out what it would cost coming through customs. It would cost me a total of £525 to bring the Pontos kit, and that's too much. That's miles too much. That's like twice the price that I paid for the model, so it's just, I'm not paying £500+ for a great kit. Don't care how good it is. And the Pontos kit, they are very nice, but I've managed to upgrade a lot of this, and some of it is the MK1 instructions. I think they're similar to Pontos. They're sort of random. You've got to work out exactly what's going on and what's going where. But luckily, MK1 don't have their instructions on the web, but Pontos do, so I can compare the two. There's not massive differences between a lot of it. The funnel, the upgrades on the funnel are literally identical. It's added all them bits to it. The guns are literally the same. Mostly with Pontos, it's where you're building boxes and various bits, and you literally replace everything. But with MK1, it's just enhancing it, which looks good actually. I think it looks good. That model is looking absolutely brilliant. That deck is looking so busy. It's unreal. I'll have to try and get a video. I can't do this and it won't stay in focus and shortened, unfortunately. It just about stays in focus. But as you can see, you're looking at it from the stern, of course. But as you can see, it's looking quite good. There's a huge amount of work in that. And the funnels there, as you can see, they look so much better with just not a flat funnel. As I say, you'll have to forgive this because it's giving me the only light I've got. But it's looking quite impressive, I've got to admit. I'll look forward to putting this video up. It's just about to run out. I've got 40 seconds. And then what I'll do is I'll see about putting another video up. And I'll put it on I'll build some of the boats. I'll build some of the boats and then I'll hide them cushions. I'll hide the pillowcases, laundry day tomorrow. So they get washed tomorrow. And I've not lost any weight, by the way. I'm still a fatty. My problem now at the moment with all the small stuff is this. It's fine, it's fairly solid, but when I get to doing little bits, I'm like this.
It's really, really hard.